Hello and welcome to part 3 of the Small Business Owners Corona Recession Survival Series. I'm your host, Dr. Stephanie Aldrich, and I've been a general dentist since 2000 and also a business coach, author, and entrepreneur since 2006. I've been through, 2000 tech bubble. I've been through 2008. I was actually on my honeymoon in Mexico as the stock market was crashing in October. And I remember that because I thought, holy crap, I'm having a great time and the world's all going to pot, right? So, I've been there, done that, and I know that as long as we can focus on, the things that we're going to talk about in this webinar, that you and I will be fine moving forward in any economy, as long as we put our heads to the grindstone. So why should you listen to me? I've been there, I've done that. And now owning 2 businesses, I completely can see how people interact with each other, how they do business, and the needs that my customers will have moving forward. I know that my services and products can totally fill that. So that's why you should listen to me. I know what to do. So why should you listen to me? Because I've been there, done that, right? So the focus of this webinar we're going to talk about the next 2 years. So the last series, we talked about, the last part, we talked about the first 90 days as we open back up, right? Now we're going to focus on a little bit past that. So for the next couple of years, as the economy is getting opened up and hopefully back on track and correcting itself, we're going to focus on areas that you and I, small business owners, can deal with over the next couple of years. One of that is convenience. Another is importance of customer loyalty, marketing, awareness of the market gaps, follow-up strategies, community, and action steps. How are we going to get ourselves known and get ourselves out there so that people know that we're ready to do business? So the definition of focus is the center of interest or activity. As a small business owner, we're going to have to be focused very attentively on our business and how we are going to survive moving forward. Okay, and we're going to talk about all these areas that we can focus our attention on. Another definition is the state or quality of having or producing a clear vision. So today's focus is going to be on what your vision is moving forward. Well, a vision and an action plan. You want something, but you also got to put it and implement the steps needed to move forward. The purpose of the webinar is to focus your attention on how to navigate an economy over the next 2 years. So it's not just about how we're going to start in the next 90 days, but we got to move more than that so that over the next course of the 2 years coming up, that we are starting to thrive. Now's the time. We have an opportunity as small business owners that we may never have again, to establish our businesses as a strong foothold in our economy, in our community, and that we're, a force to be reckoned with. This is our chance. If we focus our attention, our money, our resources on developing that stronghold that nothing, no matter what, can get rid of, now's the time to focus our attention on doing that. So the focus for the next 2 years, we need to focus on branding, marketing, social media, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes, relationships, contracts, deals, terms, and finances. Very, very important to do. Convenience. We have to be easy to do business with. Maybe your hours need to be changed. Maybe your terms and financial agreements need to be tweaked a little bit. Maybe you need to do some deals. How are you going to be convenient? for your customer, for new customers, for anybody to do business with you. You've got to be known. People need to know that you can solve their problems, and you got to be easy to get a hold of, easy to talk to, easy to solve their problems. The first thing as small business owners is we have to develop loyalty. And loyalty nowadays, we don't get it, okay? I know growing up, we went to the same dentist. We went to the same, hairstylist. We went to the same grocery store even. Even though there were other ones around, we were very loyal to the people that took care of us and provided us services. The same mechanic, went to the same gas station. Nowadays, if people, you tick them off about something, you don't call them, you don't follow up with them, they are never going to develop that loyalty with you, and they'll shop around and go somewhere else. The only way you can create loyalty is with service. How are you going to differ from other companies in your industry? What will you do for your customer that other people won't? That's all service. That's all following up with them, making sure that they feel good, that your product or service is taking care of them, and that's solving their problems. How will you build rapport? And how will you build that relationship? Service equals relationship. Relationship equals loyalty. If they know you, like you, and feel comfortable with you taking care of them, they will be loyal to you and do business with you. A big issue with every business is obscurity. Nobody knows that you're out there. This will be a huge obstacle moving forward, right? You need to make sure that you are out there. Social media is going to help, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. We don't want you consuming it. We want you to be creating it, okay? Let other people consume it. Let them consume your stuff, your content. You need to get yourself out there. We're going to talk about ways we can do that. Obscurity obviously is who you know, your network, right? Your network equals your net worth. But obscurity is also who knows you. If they don't know you, they can't flow you. They can't do business with you. They can't do business with you. They can't do business with you if they don't know who you are. So make sure that you're going to focus attention on getting yourself out there, okay? You can do that through branding, through marketing, community involvement. Usually doesn't cost a lot of money. It usually just costs time and effort, right? But that time and effort can equal money. I know for us, we put on a free dental clinic every year, just one day a year. And we do free dentistry for the community. And I can't tell you how much attention we get on that. And it's easy for us to do because it's basically an everyday thing. But we provide value to the community, and we get new people out of it because they want to deal with someone that takes care of people and that has charity in them and wants to help people. I get people that we did do something for them, and now they want to be loyal customers of ours. How are you going to get yourself into the community? Another thing is the new generation, the millennials, they have money to spend. But unless they know you, they don't see you, they're not reading the newspaper. They're not watching normal TV or advertising and radio. They're on their phones, they're texting, they're on social media. So if you're not using that to brand yourself in the market, they're not going to know who you are, and they won't do business with you. They want to do business with who they know and who they like. So that's where social media comes into play. Every business needs clients. We need new clients. We got to figure out how we're going to communicate with them. Millennial social media. How are we going to let people know that we're out there? Community involvement helps. Giving free content helps. Seminars, whatever it is. What about current clients? How are we going to follow up with those people? Make sure that they don't have any problems. How are we going to, re-engage with them? And what about past clients? How are we going to activate them again? If they bought from you first, before, what happened? Maybe they didn't know that you're doing this now, or that your products or services, you've expanded them, and now you can take care of a whole lot of other things that they need, but they didn't know that you did that. They kind of moved on. How are you going to reactivate them and make them a current customer? It's all about building relationships. You got to know how to connect with them. How are they acting? How do they communicate? You need to find that out, and you need to do it. Social media is an easy and cheap way to brand and market yourself and to make those connections and allow people to know what you do and what problems you can solve. Because maybe they don't know the technicalities of your industry, but you can tell them that if you have this problem, have you ever done this? Have you ever had this happen? And then you say, yeah, I can solve that problem with this product, with this service, whatever. Social media is an easy way to do this. The purpose is to connect with people, to provide information, content, to demonstrate to people that you know what the heck you're talking about. Social media is an easy way for you to show them that you can solve problems. But it also provides certainty that you can solve the problem, that you know what you're talking about. You have the experience. And that if they are having this problem or issue, that your product or service will provide a solution to that. You also want to introduce yourself, your product, your service. Social media is an easy way to do a demonstration, to take a picture, get third-party data, make a video. Our smartphones, they're smart. Use it. Don't just use it to, look at Netflix. Use it for your purposes. Use it to brand yourself, to get information out there into, the cloud. It's an easy way to connect with the millennials. They're on it. They're using it. There was a study done, I think in 2018, that said people spend about 4 hours a day just trolling on social media. So what happens if they troll and you come up? Your product or service comes up. And they're like, oh, I was looking for such and such. And then they start doing business with you. All you got to do is be out there. Somebody's going to catch you. You got to make sure that you're out there so that they can. Okay? Use Instagram. You've got stories, videos, live. Take a live, Instagram video. Talk about something. Talk about a product. Talk about something that's happening now, or something that you saw on TV, on the news, and use that as a way for your problem or for your product or service to solve that problem, to solve that issue. It's an easy way to do it. Just use what's out there. Look on Google Trends. See what's trending and make a video about it that has to do with your product or service. It's an easy way to create content. You have YouTube videos. Get the subscribers. Facebook, you can do a Facebook Live. I do a Facebook Live 3-4 times a week. Then I use that video. I always do a recap part of the video where, let's say I'm giving 5 habits on, how to, where's the opportunity? 5 areas of opportunity in this economy coming up for small business owners. At the end of every live video, I always do a recap. So then I can slice up and use that recap part, that 1 to 2 minute recap part, as another video. Like, you don't have to say, oh my gosh, I have to create content for all of this stuff. You can create one thing, one video. I would suggest video, because then you can extract the audio and make it into a podcast. You can take the whole video and post it on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, TikTok. You can take the 5 habits of where the opportunity is and make a post out of it, write down the post, and then repost it on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on YouTube, right? You can make a podcast out of it. You can, there's so many things you can do with one video. So don't think you have to create new things all the time. And in 2 weeks to a month, you can repost all of that stuff. People forget. Facebook, a lot of your friends that are on there, they don't even see any of your stuff, which I think is a bunch of crap. Why even have all these friends if they're not going to see your stuff, right? But repost stuff, repost stuff, repost stuff. And that will get you out there. That'll get you known. So here's some, things tools that you can use to create social media. Canva, for me, is a huge one. It's free. It's an app on your smartphone. And what you can do is you can create all kinds of different things on there. There's pre-made templates that are free. There's images that are free. You just got to look for the ones that say free on there. If not, you can pay for stuff too. You can use your own images. You can use all kinds of stuff that you just upload to the app. And it literally can take you 1 to 2 minutes to make a post. Then you can share that, and it'll even disperse it. If you link your Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, Twitter, it will link to your accounts. So once you make that little post, boom, send it, and it goes out to all of them. Okay? So you can be on all kinds of social media networks and only create things one time. And then in 2 weeks, post it again. 2 weeks, post it again. Right? Because you don't know who's on it at what time, and the feeds are always constantly moving. Get yourself out there. Okay? If you have a smartphone, an iPhone, iMovie's an easy free app that everybody has that can edit videos. You also have Camtasia, which is what I use. I think it's easy to edit my videos because then I can make them different sizes. Instagram has a certain size for a video. YouTube, Facebook have different sizes. So you can make those canvases different sizes so that then you can upload to different media. You can add captions, you can do closed captions, you can add little bubbles, you can do different graphics and sound effects. You can also, what I like to do is I have my video and then I extract the audio from it and make it into a podcast. So the next one's rss.com. That's the place where it holds and stores your podcast material, your audio files. And then that automatically goes to your iTunes account, Spotify account. I don't remember which other ones, but I know iTunes and Spotify are the main ones that I go to. And it costs, I don't know, maybe $10 to $15 a month, but it holds your podcast. So now you do one video, and you can chunk it and make smaller videos out of it and upload that. You can extract the audio and make a podcast from it. So there's a lot of ways to, get multiple things out of one creative content post. Okay? A thing that I just signed up for was Hootsuite. So with all this social media stuff, it kind of becomes overwhelming. And I'm like, okay, now that we're going to be really, really busy coming up, because I'm now backed up 6 weeks by the time we open, Hootsuite's an easy social media scheduler. So I can then do my posts, my videos, and I can upload them one time for all week or next month, however I want to do it. So what I've been doing is 7 a.m. there's a video, and this is old videos. 7 a.m. is an old video. 10 a.m. is a post, just a Canva post. Noon is another video, and it's usually more of a video that's more current, usually a couple days before or something, one of the Lunchtime with the Habit Master shows. And then 2 p.m. is another post. So I have 4 engagements, and I'm talking LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I have 4 posts going out per day to all of those media places. And what my plan is, using Hootsuite, and there's other ones out there, you have to check what you like. I thought $30 a month wasn't too bad. That was about the cheapest one I found. There were a lot for like $50. But I'm just going to spend one day a week, and it'll probably be on Sunday when I'm not working, and I can sit down an hour to 2 hours, and actually it's probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half total, but I can schedule the entire week's content that I've already made, or I'm going to make with Canva. It only takes a couple minutes per post. I can get all that stuff done in about an hour for the entire week, or 2 weeks. If you want to do 2 weeks out, you could literally spend one day a month scheduling all your social media stuff. But you got to have it created first. So maybe for the next 90 days, you're going to be creating social media. And then after that, you can start reusing stuff, filling in the gaps where you need to with new creation. But use the old stuff and just keep reposting, keep reposting. Make it evergreen. Don't put a date on it. Don't put a time on it. Make it evergreen so that you can reuse this stuff. Yeah, I know it's good. So the purpose of all this is do as much social media as you can to get yourself known. You want to be a creator, not a consumer. I know your neighbor's dog is cute, and the tricks that it does is cute, but you don't have time for all that crap. You're a small business owner. You've got to be focused on getting your business out there and creating customers, creating loyalty. And the only way to do that is either you're going to spend a lot of money, which we all don't have, or you're going to use the free tools that we have, which is social media. It's all free. Use your smartphone. Everybody has a smartphone. Grab a $10 Boya, B-O-Y-A, it's $10 to $20, lavalier mic, so you get that crisp. Amateurs always sound terrible on film because they don't know what they're doing, okay? You can grab a Boya, B-O-Y-A, or a Rode, R-O-D-E, microphone. They're little lapel microphones, $20, and then hook it to your smartphone, and then you sound crisp and clean. Get a selfie stick. Grab a tripod. It's not that hard, okay? For $50, you can have all that stuff, and your smartphone now becomes a complete warrior in social media. And that's all you need is your smartphone. You don't need a DSL camera. You don't need a fancy schmancy anything. Use your smartphone. It is remarkable how fast and accurate it is, and how you can do Facebook Live and YouTube Live and Instagram Lives. And you can be on there all the time interacting with people that like you, they want to know you, they're curious. People love reality TV. Give them something to watch. Draw them in. Be the creator. You need to do as much social media as you can to get yourself known. You got to get out of obscurity. People buy from people they know and like. So if they like you, they've gotten to know you through social media, they will buy from you. Another focused area is the market gaps. Where can you capture the gaps in the market? If you are a small coffee shop owner, you know, a lot of the coffee shops in the area are probably going to go down because they can't get the money they need to open. People are still not going to be buying certain things, certain industries right now because, you know, they're backed up, they haven't had income. They're not going to be going out to eat. They're, you know, a lot of things, a lot of those certain places are going to go under because they're not going to be able to survive. Let's say that you have been established forever. You still have had, you know, loyal customers coming in even during the shutdown. You know that you have enough money set aside that you are going to survive. How are you going to increase that and fill in the gaps of all those other places that have closed? That's where you can capture even more business and actually start booming and thriving. Maybe you're going to open up another location. Now's the time. We have this opportunity that most people don't realize that it's an opportunity, but now is the time to capture market share, to create loyalty with your customers, and to expand your brand. Now is the time. Like, I'm chomping at the bit right now. Yes, it's scary. Yes, the economy might be a little bit crazy starting. Who cares? I know I'm going to be around because I'm doing all these things that I've talked to you about over the last, 2 series and then this webinar today. I'm going to be doing all this stuff in both of my businesses. I know people need dentistry, okay? 6 weeks. I've already had calls on people breaking stuff. They've been eating crunchy things. They've been, cooped up in their house. I know there's a need for my services. My coaching business, I know that people are going to need ideas and strategies on how to overcome, become efficient, become productive. They're going to need sales tactics. They're going to know how to handle objections in their market. They're going to need training on that. And guess what? I've got it for them. A lot of people are going to be laying off employees. So they're going to be needing to be more productive and efficient moving forward on a leaner crew. But they still want to make profits, right? So I know the gaps in that market. They're going to need to know and have strategies and tools. And I can provide that. So both my companies right now, they are going to totally explode over the next 5 years. Because I know that this is the opportunity for me to get myself out there and to, get known and start helping people. That's why I'm in the businesses that I am. I want to help people. What are the market gaps in your industry? You need to know it. You need to know where they are, and you need to capture them. This is the best opportunity that you and I have. So what old problems need to be solved? There's always problems that, every industry has to deal with, okay? What are the current problems? And what are the new problems that the economy, the coronavirus, the shutdown? What are new problems that need to be solved for people? And that's where you need to think about your products and services and how to fill in those gaps. You got to fill in the gaps with your products and services so that you're not only going to survive in this economy or any economy, but you'll also thrive. And right now, we're in that dip, we're in that trough of the business cycle. The only way around is either you're going to stay in the trough and you're going to basically go bankrupt and you're done, or if you're at the bottom, what's the next step? You go to the top. And that's expansion. That's getting yourself out there. That's thriving. So how do you ensure that the customers pay you? They're going to pay the electric bill. They're going to pay, somebody. How do you ensure that they're going to want to do business with you? Maybe you need to look at these few things, and we talked about this in the last webinar. Payment plans, sales. The big guys, they've got this down pat. They draw you into the store by having a sale. That doesn't necessarily mean that what you buy is on sale. But that's what they know, that you're looking for a deal. And that, I really do want that. Even though it's not on sale, I'm going to get it. That's why the grocery stores put the milk and bread clear in some back corner that you actually have to go through the whole store to get to, because they know along the way you're probably going to pick up other purchases. So how are you going to draw your customer, your prospective customer, into your business? Sales is an easy one. Maybe you need to give longer terms. Pay up front 12 months, get 3 months for free. Maybe you give discounts for cash payments, or paying all the terms. If you pay it up front, you get a discount. Combine services and products. Maybe you just were on the service side, and now you're going to bring in some products that maybe somebody will buy. Maybe you were just on the product side, and maybe you're going to give them service for the next, few months or something, to make sure that, the warranty guarantee or if something breaks, we'll come out and fix it for you. Okay? They need to see the value of your products and services. How are you going to show that to them? What about urgency? That's what you need to create for customers to pay you. You have to create urgency. I know for both of my businesses. So, do you want to let that tooth go, knowing that you've had a toothache before? You know how much it hurts. You know that it only occurs on a weekend or at night when nobody's around. If we take care of it today, you can not have any problems. Let's get you going, right? Create urgency. For the business side, business coaching, you're now down to 3 employees that have to do 6 employees' amount of work. Do you want to go backwards, or do you want to move forward and actually hit your goals? Well, then productivity and efficiency tools and strategies are going to be needed, right? Well, let's get started. How do you ensure that the customer pays you and doesn't do business with somebody else? Or just totally doesn't do business with anybody in your industry? Follow-up is another part of this whole equation. It will either make you or break you, especially in a down time. What are your procedures? Do you have systems in place for follow-up? Do they need to be changed? Do they need to be actually enforced? Do you have to be more creative with them? So sometimes it's not just a call. A lot of times phone calls can be ignored. You pick up their voicemail. That doesn't mean that they're going to answer you, right? But what about a text message? You can text all kinds of things to them. You can text a link to a video. You can text, a picture, an infographic, something, a third-party data thing. You can also text a video of you, a video of something that talks about your product or service. A simple video of you saying, "Hey Bob, just wanted to say hi. I haven't heard from you in a while. If you need anything, give me a call. I've got a deal going on blah, 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 blah." Takes you 30 seconds to do, maybe. Boom, send it out. If you do it generic and you don't put the person's name, then you can retext that to everybody, all your customers. And it will literally take you 5-10 minutes, and you could contact 100 people. And then all of a sudden, your phone's ringing. Yeah, I want that. Follow up, follow up, follow up. If you can implement that moving forward in a down economy, it can explode your personal economy and make you busy. The second sale is always the easiest. And by following up, you re-engage your prior customers who already know you and bought your services and products. But like I said, if you've expanded your services or product line, they may not know that you've expanded it. So unless you're following up with them and talking to them and trying to re-engage them, they're never going to know. And more than likely, they are going to buy from you again because they've already bought from you in the past. But they don't know that you can solve other problems from them. So re-engaging them is very easy, and it costs you 0 money. Yes, it does cost time, but, you don't have to focus any hard resources on follow-up. Re-engaging them takes minimal amount of time, too, especially if you're texting. If you're sending them a link to, a third-party video or a demonstration or something, right? You can create one media post. And sometimes if you are in an industry that has, a lot of content out there, you just use their content. And all you have to do is re-engage that content and text it to them. Something that we talked about in the last video is handling objections. It's very, very important. So there's 4 main objections. You have price, time, stall, and product. So the price, it's too much. I don't have insurance. There's no money coming in. Time, I want to wait. It's not the right time. Stall, I'm not sure. I can't make a decision. I don't know. Product, I'm not sure I need all that, right? What happens with these 4 types of objections? You really have to know how to handle that. So if they say that, it's too much or it's, I can't do it right now, that's a price issue. They don't see the value of the product or service. They basically don't know that your product or service can solve their problem. They don't see the value, so it's not worth it to them. Time, you have to create urgency. It can get worse if we don't do it now. Handle the why and provide the solution. Why isn't it the right time? Well, I have to, money's not certain right now. Okay, well then that's the objection really to price, not necessarily time. How are you going to handle that? Maybe you need a different financial agreement or a different term that fits in their budget so that then you can make a sale, right? A stall, is there I don't know, I can't make a decision. Usually that means that you're either on the wrong product, you don't see the value of it, or there's something else going on. Someone else needs to be involved in that decision. They're not the decision maker. They don't pay for stuff. So you need to know what is the objection. And of course, you could be on the wrong product. They don't see the value of it because, it's not going to solve their problem. It's too much of a product, or it's not enough of a product. It's not going to solve their issue. They're willing to pay more if you can solve their problem. So, make sure that you know how to handle objections. Everybody has certain objections. These are kind of my objections that I get all the time. And I know how to create urgency with them. I show them pictures of their mouth. I talk to them about their goals in their business. Do you actually want to hit them? And if you're doing the same thing, do you think you will hit them? Because the answer is no. Okay? Contracts and terms. We might need to tweak those in the new economy. Will they need more time? Will you need to extend things out a little bit? Financial agreements, contract terms, that kind of thing. Income could be uncertain moving forward. So how are you going to change your terms and contracts? Maybe they need to be a little bit longer. Now, if you do provide or you do have financial agreements, that doesn't mean that you as a small business owner have to take on that responsibility. You don't have to be the bank in this. There are third-party financial institutions that can come in and the person signs up with them and their financial terms, and then the bank then pays you your money and everybody's happy, and then the bank deals with that customer. They are have the money to loan out and to be responsible for collecting that stuff. You don't have to necessarily do it. So make sure that whatever industry you're in, that you know of financial agreements that you can hook up with. Maybe they can pay it all up front for a discount. Maybe they can pay cash for a discount. Maybe you can add more value to the contract, maybe more service, or you upgrade the product. Give them a deal, buy one, get one half off. If you are a coffee shop, maybe you get a free scone with purchase or something with purchase. You don't want to just give it for free. You want to draw them into the store to, make a purchase, and then they get something or get, a break on something. That helps to draw them in. That's what the big guys do. And you and I, small business owners, we got to do the same thing. What else can you do to make it easy to do business with you? How convenient are you, right? If you're not convenient, the big guys will steal your customers because they have the money, they have the marketing and the branding, right? They have the convenience of being open longer because they can pull in employees. But you can only work so much, right? And then you have to close your doors for the night, go home, rest up, and start the next day. But, bigger chains, they can hire more people to come in and, make their day longer so they can be more convenient to people. How will we, as small business owners, make ourselves known in the community? This is an easy way for us to build customer loyalty where the big guys can't do that, okay? Because they're big guys. We can develop relationships with people on a personal level with us and our staff members. How are we going to get ourselves out there? Maybe we hold a free event once things calm down with the coronavirus. How can we maybe do a free event or sponsor something with another big group? I know for us, we do a free dental day every year, and I only do it one time a year. But I can tell you that I draw people to be our patients because of that free event. And the people that are patients, I create loyalty with them because they know that I'm trying to help and that I have goodwill with the community and other people. And that one free dental day a year brings us so much business, recognition, things that I don't have enough money for. It brings us. And it makes us feel good that we're helping people. And that's what it's all about. We're small business owners. That's why we don't want to have a boss. We want to take care of problems ourselves. And that's why we are doing what we're doing. But right now, we're up against the wall. And we have to do all of these things that I've talked about over the last 3 webinars. We have to be focused on surviving and thriving. It's not about being at the bottom. It's about how to get to the expansion part and to thrive and to be a stronghold in the community that people want to deal with you. And that nothing, no matter what the economy's doing or whatever, that we are strong enough to survive this. So, social media is another easy thing to get known into the community. Show people what you're doing. Customer events. Can you do a customer appreciation event? Can you do an open house or maybe a free seminar? If you you're a title company or a banker that does, mortgages, maybe you can hold a free seminar either at the library or at your place of business on an easy way to buy a house or how to sell a house. Think of different things, the 10 things to look out for when you're trying to sell your house, and have a home inspector there that goes over certain problems that they always see in houses that could make or break your deal. You may not be able to sell your house or get the amount of money that you want for it. These free seminars, buy a $20 veggie tray and it'll take an hour of your time, but it'll show goodwill to the community. It'll also give out content to people, and obviously you're going to then become the expert in that industry because they're going to know you and they're going to know that you know what you're talking about. So community connection is really where the big boys fail. And the small business owner can thrive because it creates loyalty. You can directly connect with them. The big boys, there's no face to their business, right? You don't know the owner personally. I don't know the Waltons of Walmart personally, right? So the connection there is like, if I need something, I'll go there. But if I have a connection with you as the owner and I know that you can solve my problems, I'm going to come to you. I'd rather do business with someone that I know than someone that I don't know, right? So over the course of the next couple of years, here are our focus areas. We have to be really in tune with things, okay? You got to know that you need to be convenient. You got to know the importance of customer loyalty, of marketing, of branding. That's where social media comes into play, and we just talked about that. It's easy to do, but it is going to take some time to do it, especially as a small business owner. If you can afford to hire somebody to do all your marketing and social media stuff, please do it. But if you're not, most of us can't afford another person that's not directly tied with sales, right? Bringing in revenue. Then we have to do it ourselves. But we talked about earlier in this webinar that, you can make one piece of content and just totally blow it up into several snippets of things, okay? And then you can reuse the stuff. So for the next 90 days, make it a plan for you to create, one piece of content every single day. And then you'll have 90 pieces of content that you can reuse over the course of the next year, 2 years, 5 years. Put a different headline on it. You can use the same video with a different headline. You can reuse stuff because you don't know when people are going to have that problem, and you don't know if on social media that they're actually looking at your stuff at that particular moment. So if you repost stuff, then you'll be like, oh, you might catch them. And that's what it's all about. You're fishing. You got a lot of fishing poles in the water, and you don't know when you're going to get a bite. But you need a lot of poles out there. Awareness of the market gaps. Where in your industry can you capture business? Because a lot of people they're either going to go down in flames, or they're just going to kind of trudge along, and they're not going to realize that now's the opportunity to explode. And you can totally steamroll them if you're aware and you're focused in these areas that we talked about today. This, the first webinar was about your starting point. Just kind of, licking your wounds, seeing where you are and what you have to do to move forward. The second webinar was about the first 90 days of opening, okay, and what it's probably going to be like and what you have to focus attention on for the first few months. However, after that, when things really start moving up, if you can do this stuff, and as the economy picks back up and gets back to normal and even soars from there, how are you going to, now's the time to build that foundation so that when it does take off, you are just steamrolling everybody. You got to know where the gaps are in the market, and you got to be able to fill them. And also follow-up strategies. Now more than ever, when times are good, everybody wins. But when times are bad, you got to reach out into the stratosphere and pull in business. And that means you got to do follow-up. You got to make sure your follow-up is tight and that everybody does follow-up. Not just you as the owner, because you have a lot of hats to wear. You have to do it too, but everybody on your staff is going to be having to be on the phones, to be on social media, to be texting people that you can solve their issue, okay? How are you going to get yourself out in the community, get yourself known, and bring in customer loyalty? So those are your action steps. These are your focus areas for the next couple of years. And if you can get any of this going, I'm telling you, you're going to be better for it. I know these are all areas that I'm going to be doing. I have 2 businesses. So I told my husband, I said, look, Mama's going to be tired. But I said, we're going to come out of this so much further ahead that I'm willing to put in time, effort, and money now so that, boom, it's going to explode. So what's your to-do list? You got some time now. You've got probably the next 3 months. You really have to, start implementing. You got to make your plan first, and then you got to start doing it, and you got to do it every day. Even on a Saturday, even on a Sunday, that's the time you can start doing some social media stuff. If you don't have time during your normal workday, use your weekends to plan things. Use a product like Hootsuite, which then can schedule those social media posts for you so that you've created it. Now you have it scheduled that it'll just start dropping, and you don't have to physically do it all the time. You can do everything on a Sunday, everything on a Saturday for the next week, for the next 2 weeks, for the next month. You can do that, but you got to have the content first. So for the next few months, you got to make a plan on every day I'm going to do something so that then I can reuse it throughout the year. You can reuse stuff. So that's it. I want to thank everybody for hanging in there with me. I know, 3 to 4 hours of content is a lot to get through, and that's why I kind of broke it up into 3 different segments. It was a lot for me to do. Nobody's paying me to do this. This is all stuff that I'm doing in my 2 businesses. And I know for a fact this is going to help all of the small businesses, because when 2008 came around, I wasn't thinking any of this stuff. Okay? But as I've matured as a person and business owner, and I've also started coaching businesses, I've kind of now stepped back and said, oh, I can see the forest and not just the single trees. Sometimes you do have to back up and say, what's the bigger purpose here? What's the bigger market gap, right? What does the environment hold? And most business problems are all the same. We lack resources. We have to put in our blood, sweat, and tears, right? I know if the information that you've learned from these 3 series, if you actually start implementing these things, that you will not only survive this economy or any down economy, because it's going to happen again. Now, it might not be the coronavirus or something like that, but there will be recession times, okay? That's normal in life. We live, we die. That's the circle of life. Businesses flourish, and then, the economy kind of tanks a little bit. It's a normal thing. There's buys, there's sells. But how are we going to get through this? If you start implementing this stuff, things that I know in my businesses I'm already implementing, that you will thrive in any economy, because you can build up reserves, and obviously don't spend those reserves. All this effort that you are putting into is going to make you money. It's going to build your network and your customer base. If you can save that stuff and invest it properly and be liquid, you'll have enough for the next time when things do start going, tanking. You'll have the resources, you'll have the systems in place to follow up, to do social media, and to capture that market share. So if you do have any questions or concerns, you can email me at docaldrich@gmail.com or give me a call 216-309-1173. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the other side.